Welcome back to the program. It is Countywide. Brad Miller with you, and Arizona Ranger Captain Rick Roda is here today, giving us some great history on this century-old organization. You're going to tell us about a little falling off for a short time, but then kind of coming back. But vvrangers.org is a website you can take a look at and find out more about this truly historic and unique organization helping settle the Wild West. Nothing short of that. That's what the Arizona Rangers started out as doing.
That is a good term, help settle the Wild West in Arizona especially.
In Arizona, right.
In 1909, the Rangers at that time were disbanded. The governor at the time vetoed the bill to disband the Rangers because he really thought they were worthwhile. But unfortunately, the politics came into play, and the legislature at that time vetoed the governor's veto.
Okay.
The Rangers were disbanded, as we know again that Arizona did become a state in 1912, and the Rangers were disbanded. However, in 1957, we had 4 of the original early 1900 Rangers petition the governor and formed the Rangers as we have them today under the letters of incorporation and we are currently, as started off in 1957, we are an auxiliary to local, state, federal, any law enforcement agency that would request our assistance. Now, we do not go out petitioning any law enforcement agencies that here we are, come take us and use us. We let them, we contact us. And whenever we do work with any law enforcement agency, even today, we fall under their direction and their control and their umbrella, so to speak.
Okay.
We have a great relationship with Chief Fanning of the Cottonwood Police Department, Sedona Police Department. And currently we have a detachment that is forming in the Prescott Valley area of part of the Verde Valley Company.
Okay.
Back in the 1950s, the original Arizona Rangers, as I said, were very instrumental in forming the Rangers as we are again today. And there was a TV program back then, as a lot of folks know and remember the 1950s. Westerns were quite popular on TV.
Right.
And they had a TV program called 26 Men. And this was, the exploits were based upon the program, rather, was based upon actual exploits of the Arizona Rangers. It was interesting to watch, and it lasted, I believe, about a year. But then the Rangers were kept on and formed their relationships with their respective communities and certainly their police departments and sheriff's departments. That's a priority in our minds.
Was the program how you got hooked? Now, let's tell the audience, if we may, you're retired law enforcement.
Yes, I am.
That was your career.
Yes.
And now are with the Rangers. I'm wondering if maybe a good number of the Rangers had law enforcement careers or backgrounds?
Well, I could say to that yes and no.
Okay.
I retired out of law enforcement out of San Diego and moved to beautiful Sedona in Arizona. I just absolutely, this is the best move I've ever made, is coming to this part of the country and Arizona. And I said to myself when I left law enforcement in California that I'm done with law enforcement. I just want to retire, have a good time, sit back in the backyard and just watch grass grow.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Didn't take.
Wrong. I saw a couple of Arizona Rangers doing something somewhere, a duty, and I said to myself, gosh, who are these guys? And I made some checks and so forth and so on, and started the process, and here I am today, talking to you.
just like that.
Exactly.
We find that so often. We've had so many guests that have gotten retirement where they are, and it just doesn't take. You just the feet start to itch after a short time. But it's wonderful that you have, and so many of our other guests have. I know there's some retired law enforcement that do cold case work for YCSO.
Absolutely.
And those kinds of things.
Absolutely.
Are those, when we talk about the Rangers, what specifically might you be involved in as you assist other agencies?
Absolutely. We do whatever a law enforcement agency needs us for. Again, coming back to Cottonwood Police Department. We have just assisted them this past weekend at the fair in Cottonwood with maybe crowd control, being omnipresent, walking amongst the crowd, and assisting them in whatever may come up. We assist in traffic control. We like to do parades, by the way.
Sure.
And we do have a mounted unit in my company. As a matter of fact, May 14th, we're asked by the city of Globe to participate in their parade in Globe. They have a big Western Days parade going on. And the Armed Forces Day parade on May 21st in Flagstaff will also have a mounted unit there as well. There's a lot of training involved and a lot of time that each ranger spends voluntarily in the ranges. And all our uniforms and weapons and horses and vehicles are all our own. I'm sorry.
Well, I was just going to say, you come in, you're in the uniform.
Yes.
You've got the sidearm. We've talked a little about the training, and I'll ask you to share a bit more about that. But you're trained law enforcement.
Yes.
And have the same, I guess, responsibilities, but the same, I don't know what the word is, I want to say privileges, but the same kind of, jurisdictional aptitude as, say, if I had a YCSO deputy here or a DPS officer. I'm trying to kind of make that distinction.
I understand. We would have that only if we are with one of those law enforcement officers.
Okay.
We do not go separately out on our own to do any police work. That is not what we do. We are an auxiliary to these law enforcement agencies, only with their asking us to help them.
Right.
And we certainly don't ever want to do anything out on our own.
Right.
To disparage any police agency because they would look upon that disdainfully.
And should. You're representing whatever agency you're kind of working with and for at the time.
Directly with them, and we want to keep that relationship in a very positive way.
All right. Rick, our time's getting away from us. We have to take one more break. Okay. We'll come back more with Captain Rick Roda, the Arizona Rangers, alive and well, doing a lot of things for pretty much a century in our state. We'll be back right after this.
For America's best music.
KYBZ.
AM 1600.
You may not know where to turn when you're struggling with a drug or alcohol problem. It can be completely overwhelming. Even if you are not the one who's using. If you're a parent looking for help, look to the partnership at drugfree.org. You're not alone.
Having a fire escape plan is very important to keep your family safe and together in the event of a fire. When you awake to the sound of a smoke detector and smoke in your room, don't stand straight up. Carefully roll off your bed and stay low under the smoke. If your door is shut, feel the door with the back of your hand. Slowly open the door if no heat is felt. Always stay low until you get to the outside of your home. Always have two ways out of your house and a specified meeting place somewhere outside your home. Home escape plans should be drawn up and rehearsed on a regular basis. This could be the difference between life and death if caught in a fire.
Sunny 100, your at-work radio station.
You're every word, you're everything.
With Malone in the morning, John Tesh in the evening, and the best variety of music all day long.
Waiting on the world to change.
Online at myradioplace.com.
And big girls don't cry.
Sunny 100, 100.1 FM.
We welcome you back to the program, and Rick, I regret our time is getting so short on, so I have a million more questions. How many Arizona Rangers are active today?
This is actually fun. I didn't brag about it. This is great stuff. I love this. Anyhow, there are about 300 Rangers throughout the state, 15 different companies. This company in this area is Verde Valley Company. There's a company in Flagstaff called High Country, Show Low, different companies throughout the state. Each Ranger is required to qualify with a semi-automatic weapon, 9mm or above, using the Post Police Officer Standards of Training course. They're required to attend what we call Arizona Ranger Training Academy. That is a very basic weekend type of training where you do handcuffing, defensive tactics, and laws of arrest and so forth, and training continues thereafter.
Many of the same things that a Cottonwood City police officer would have to go through.
Exactly, but not perhaps as intensive, but
Gotcha.
yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so, all right, incredible. Are we recruiting? Is this a growing organization?
We are recruiting 24/7 if necessary.
Okay.
We have trifolds here that we have developed. We have a poster. Wanted a few good men and women to become Arizona Rangers.
Can I find out more about that at the website?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Our website is a powerful website. We have a PowerPoint presentation on the first page that goes through the Arizona Rangers history from 1901 to present.
Excellent. vvrangers.org. Take a look right now, especially if you're thinking about perhaps joining the ranks. Find out what it's about. You've gotten a pretty good idea today about the history and what's kind of all entailed there. How is the organization funded?
We are not funded specifically by any agency whatsoever. This is a voluntary organization. We do work per gratis to any police agency or civic organization. However, there are occasions when we do work for private groups at events, and we have a contract with them, and they give us, the company, a donation. And we as Rangers do not personally get paid for anything. All our equipment, uniform, weapons, horses are our own.
Shows the dedication and the history of this incredible organization, still very, very active, and helping make Arizona a little bit safer.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here, Rick. We could talk forever, and we'll have to do it again. Captain Rick Roda and the Arizona Rangers, vvrangers.org. Thanks for joining us. It's Countywide, and we'll see you next time.
This has been Countywide, a special presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. Listen in each Tuesday and Thursday as we tackle the hot topics and talk to the decision makers across Yavapai County. That's Countywide with Brad Miller and Paul David each Tuesday and Thursday on this Yavapai Broadcasting station.